I might have a little baggage. And some of it I packed for myself, but some of it was packed for me. Anyone relate? And it gets a little heavy, doesn't it? If there was one piece of your baggage that you could be free from, what would it be? As a chaplain and counselor, I asked this question during a spirituality group at a behavioral health hospital, and their answer surprised me. They're hospitalized for various issues, so I would have thought their first question would have been to get rid of their issue. But their astute answer was low self-worth. They reasoned that if they valued themselves, then they would no longer be captured by their addiction or their self-harm. Does that resonate with you? Yeah. Yet adults aren't supposed to get caught up in self-worth issues, are we? We've got it all together, right? Precious few of us would admit our doubts, and yet we often dismiss anyone who does. It's epidemic. Why? I mean, you're cool. You're talented. And if you think I'm only talking about the person I pointed to, I'm not. I mean you too. And yet we question our worth. I think a lot of my baggage was packed for me when I was in second grade, and we got a new babysitter. Now, she liked my brother well enough. Everyone likes my brother. But there was something about me that set her off. Every morning when our parents left for work, we had about an hour before the babysitter took us to school. And I knew it was coming. Now, I know I wasn't perfect. I was born redheaded. But I also know I wasn't that bad. And she'd grab me by my hair or yank my arm, and she'd drag me off into another room for a beating. I didn't get it. In my 8-year-old awareness, I was just being me. But there was a problem. It had to be me. I was the issue. A lot of shame went in this bag. I told my parents. They just didn't get it. But things were different when we believed children should be seen and not heard. And my brother didn't see me, so he couldn't back me up. I wanted to be invisible. And until well into adulthood, I had this lingering belief that I had no worth, really. Well, that gets heavy after a while, doesn't it? Would you join an experiment for me? Okay, just put your arm like this, right? Don't bother the person in front of you. Don't rest it on anything. Just hold it out here. We'll count from 10 to 1. You ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Not so bad, is it? So let's challenge ourselves. Let's go to 20, and this time, imagine your arm weighs 50 pounds. Do you feel it in your shoulder already? Okay, let's go. Ready? 20, 19, 18. Wait, what? Why are you frowning? It's too heavy? Of course it is. Relax your arm, shake it out. Thanks. Great job, everybody. Here's the thing. I'm not really alone, am I? We drag our baggage with us for decades. Aren't you ready to put that down once and for all? Yeah. It's easier said than done, though, right? So how do we do that? 3 steps. Assess, unpack, and pack your own bag. Assess. Think about your experiences, all those wounds, all those bad patterns. I know, no one really wants to be in there. Believe me, you don't want to be in there. But if we don't know what's going on, it's hard to figure it out. So for now, just kind of notice that it's there. Don't get too involved in it. Just notice. Sometimes it's hard just to open the case, isn't it? It's not all bad. I don't know if you've noticed, but sometimes I talk a bit funny, and yes, I am from Texas. When I was 23, I went to work in Wales for several years. And you know, no one there knew my family. They didn't know my brother. And they loved me. I was 23, and it was the first time I really felt accepted just for myself. So I might have picked up a few bits and bobs off them. And yes, I know it's a bit odd, but it's a great souvenir. If we never open that bag, then we can't figure out what's driving our behavior, good or bad. So we kind of have to know what's there. We have to recognize what's making us question our value. So that's assess. 2, unpack. And boy, do we struggle and fight against that. We think if we just had one more piece of information, or if we just understood this other thing, that would make it all make sense, and then I would feel better. I understood that babysitter was old 40 years ago. She was born in a very different generation. And she didn't like little girls. She was also a bully. And when my brother caught her, he told our parents. And they fired her immediately, which did help. But the damage was done. There was all of these behaviors that worked out because of those wounds. To heal our hearts, we have to unpack. And here's some ways to do that. First, figure out what it is you're doing. What is the behavior? How does it work for you? The thing is, if it didn't work for us, we wouldn't use it. We just wouldn't. But it works somehow for us. It helps us. It soothes us. Now, some of those behaviors may have some downsides. I used to eat a lot. Anybody else? It's like I'd eat to soothe myself, which meant I gained a lot of weight. But if we undo that, then we know what we're looking for. How do our behaviors and our reactions need to be healed so we can be free from that? We just have to know what we need to do. So let's unpack. Step 1, assess. Step 2, unpack. Step 3, pack your own bag. Pack for the journey you want to be on rather than the one that you sort of stumbled into by accident or from someone else's direction. What do you need to let go of the question of your value once and for all? Hear this from my 8-year-old self. You are so much more fabulous than you give yourself credit for. What do you need in order to believe that and drop the question? Too much time has been wasted already. You need to get free, and you can, by losing that question. How much time and energy would you save yourself if you never questioned your value again? Imagine what you could do with all of that energy, how much better you would feel. Yeah? Unpack that stuff. Get rid of it. So you can pack your own bag. So you can free your best self. So you can live your best life. Thank you.
It was awesome. Renee was great. I mean, to talk about freedom and believing in yourself and We all carry baggage. I love the visual with the rolling suitcase. We all have our own baggage, right? Just the wonderful talk, really getting to what's at the heart of the matter of being your best self and living freely, letting go of that old baggage and letting go of that belief that you're not worthy, just believing in yourself. I thought it was really inspiring.
Renee was amazing. The visual exercise she had us do with holding our arm out and then feeling the weight of our words, it just drove it so close to home that we need to let go of that baggage, and that everyone deserves to just be happy and enjoy life. It was so inspiring. I am so grateful to have heard her speak today. It was amazing.
Renee's speech was so phenomenal. I am that person. My children, even when I travel naturally, they're always saying, "Mom, why do you take 2 bags? Why are you checking a bag and a carry-on, and all you have to do is have a carry-on?" And I said, "You don't understand. I might need stuff, and I don't want to have to go buy it all the time." But the truth is, I'm just used to a lot of baggage. I had a major aha moment when Renee was speaking, and now I'm committed to unpacking my bags, not only naturally, but I'm going to look deep inside, and maybe I'll find an answer and I can tell my children I went down from 2 to 1 because of this phenomenal lady I met named Renee. Thanks, Renee. Fabulous speech.
I connected with Renee immediately. Her interaction of various types, not just the speaking, but having us do things. But when she talked about what happened to her when she went to Wales at 23, I identified immediately the same thing happened to me when I went to Berlin at age 23.